This is what the hull is looking like. Wow, that's actually quite big. I guess that's where we're gonna be at, is VTubers area. Yeah, we got our own little section. That's crazy to think about, by the way. I remember back when what was it? VTubing was still starting up, barely. And there was really any booths.
Matare and Giga have their own
For
square.
VTubers.
Big pong.
I don't know how does that. I don't know how she does that, dude. That costs so much money to have your own booth is just so much money. That's crazy to do to me. It's very smart, but it's also very expensive.
Is that why you don't have your own booth?
Oh, for sure, man. Don't get me wrong, but, that shit is expensive. It costs well over $10,000 to get a booth. I wouldn't be able to afford that for every single freaking convention. So the most I'm trying to do is at least getting connections with booths and, trying to get a host there who can hold a meet and greet. But yeah, very expensive. It is genuinely very expensive.
Gotta account for the actual booth, then staff, then merch, and transport of that. The numbers quickly goes brag.
Yeah, we're not just talking about, on top of the, buying up the booth, the convention. That's also just the extra stuff as well. It's pretty bad. Listen, I love meeting the fans, but man, I would go broke really fast. Trying to do all these conventions with my own booth that's a quick way for me to, boom, I can sell merchandise to recoup the losses. I feel like that's a tricky area.
Spend over $65K to have a booth at TwitchCon.
Because you can never freaking tell how the sales are gonna go. The sales could be good, or they could just break even. It usually just breaks even. That's if you're super huge. You probably get a little bit over. But if you're, medium to small, you're either gonna break even barely, or you go under. Also, I would make my own booth, but I already have multiple connections with multiple booths to host my stuff, which I already feel is awesome because I'm supporting that booth with my sales and the artists. And also, we will be back in Spencer's, by the way, soon, and I believe in a few other stores as well. I'm currently working out a deal. I do have a meeting coming up soon, so I will be meeting up with the representatives of these companies. And so I will be in multiple stores across the United States, so be prepped for that. To have a little nice run. It'll be in multiple stores. I think we're gonna work on a different type of shirt. Like I said, it's kind of how V Shoujo operated with the merchandise in multiple stores as well.
That way you can recoup some of your losses.
Sell your own ticket. That's not how that works. I don't think that's how that works. I would need to get a license for selling my tickets to have a meet and greet at my section. And even then, that probably would not be allowed. That's pretty much 95% of the time not allowed. For selling tickets, I guess. Since that competes with the convention, they would probably want to get a percentage since you weren't scheduled for a meet and greet there. You're hosting your own meet and greet, maybe? I don't know. It's very confusing. It's very confusing sometimes. Yeah, you just gotta do some research with that. Yeah.
Then you could throw your own convention.
I can maybe. About hosting 1 or 2, 3 booths. I don't know though. For a convention, it's very tricky. Most likely if I did host my own booth, I would probably want one cosplayer to work the booth. A cosplayer, a TV for the meet and greet section, at least 3 or 4 sales associates, obviously merchandising and art. And then I can also try and host other VTubers well inside of that booth with a percentage. It would just have to be figured out. It's a lot of saying,
have Bluto
but more
cosplay
doing.
as one of your models then. I can already see the money rolling in.
You're so good for that. So true. So real. Stick to what's working. I would like to at least give it a test run. Because then I could host a bunch of merchandise with different Zents on there. A Zen vending machine? Okay. Now you're just being too much.